The NASCAR Cup Series race is officially concluded from Darlington Raceway, and we see a driver snap a very long winless streak and see Ford pick up their first victory of 2024. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to your video. I just got done watching NASCAR Cup Series race from Darlington Raceway, the Goodyear 400. We had quite a bit to talk about from this race. Let's go and talk about it. So at the start of the race, you had Tyler Reddick lead the field from the outside with Brad Keselowski on the inside, and Tyler Reddick got a fantastic run and was able to clear for the race lead. Then on lap number 3, Washington got him to the outside wall. I think scraped the wall and got a little bit of damage, but was able to continue going. The run would stay going for a very long time, and then green flag pit stop start happening at lap 33. First, Ryan Preece, Harrison Burton come in. Then the next lap, Michael McDowell, Austin Cindric come in. The next lap, Denny Hamlin, Alex Bowman, Kyle Busch, Chase Briscoe, Corey LaJoie, Chase Elliott come in. Then the next lap, Kyle Larson, Ty Gibbs, William Byron, Martin Truex Jr., Todd Gilliland, Christopher Bell all come in. And Kyle Larson also had a little bit of a bad pit stop and lost a ton of ground. And then eventually the next lap, Tyler Reddick, Brad Keselowski, and Chris Buescher, they all decide to come down pit road. And then the next lap, Tyler Reddick, Brad Keselowski, and Chris Buescher would then come down pit road. And after all that happened, Tyler Reddick, Ty Gibbs, William Byron, Brad Keselowski would all be out of guys like Kyle Larson and Tyler Reddick. Then eventually Bubba Wallace would then come down pit road in lap 44 after staying out for a few laps. And then the next lap, Ryan Blaney would then come down pit road. And then eventually we saw a little bit of a great battle for the lead between William Byron and Ty Gibbs, but William Byron unfortunately got held up by Daniel Suarez to be a pretty big factor throughout this race, and Ty Gibbs held on to the race lead. Then eventually, Kyle Larson's car really started coming into play, and his car started coming in on the long run, and eventually he passed Ty Gibbs for the race lead. He pulled about a 4 or 5 second lead over Ty Gibbs, and coming off the corner, Kyle Larson would win stage number 1. All leaders would then come down pit road with Tyler Reddick winning the race off pit road. Kyle Larson would lose about 4 or 5 positions to drop the 4th position coming off of pit road. So then on the restart, you had Tyler Reddick lead the field from the outside with Brad Keselowski on the inside, and Tyler Reddick got a great restart and was able to clear for the race lead. Kyle Busch got on the outside wall a few laps later, but was able to continue going. And then on lap 121, the next caution race to come out for John Hunter Nemechek, who spun for 17th position, exiting turn number 4, just got loose off the corner and wrecked his car and went multiple laps down. So then all leaders would then come down pit road with Tyler Reddick leading off of pit road. So then on the restart, you had Tyler Reddick lead the field from the outside, Brad Keselowski on the inside, and Tyler Reddick got a great restart. But then trouble strike going into turn number 2 when William Byron sent it 3 wide down to the bottom going to turn number 1, and Martin Truex Jr. got a little loose under Ryan Blaney, and then Ryan Blaney got on the outside wall after the contact, and unfortunately Bubba Wallace and Kyle Larson got some damage in that as well. Ryan Blaney justifiably was a little upset there with William Byron. Byron was just way over aggressive. We actually saw Ryan Blaney show his frustration at William Byron after that. Byron was way over aggressive right there. That wouldn't be the last time that Byron was a little over aggressive. And Truex, his day would be affected after having a car that could have gone for the victory. And they would have to come down pit road for repairs. So then on the restart, you had Tyler Reddick lead the field from the outside, Brad Keselowski on the inside, and Tyler Reddick got a fantastic and great restart and was able to clear for the race lead. He was able to continue dominating, had a really strong car, and started pulling away from Keselowski. But as the run continued on, once again, Brad Keselowski started closing in. And then we eventually saw Zane Smith spin out on lap 163, bringing the caution out and spun and hit the inside wall very hard. Then all leaders would then come down pit road with Tyler Reddick winning the race off of pit road. So then on the restart, you had Tyler Reddick lead the field from the outside with Brad Keselowski on the inside. And Brad Keselowski and Tyler Reddick put on a good show for about a lap or 2. But eventually Tyler Reddick was able to clear. He bowled out a pretty big lead. And coming off the corner, Tyler Reddick would win stage number 2. And then all leaders would then come down pit road with Tyler Reddick once again winning the race off of pit road. And unfortunately, Chase Elliott was starting to move up front. He had to basically stay on pit road a lot longer. So then on the restart, you had Tyler Reddick lead the field from the outside with Brad Keselowski on the inside. And Kyle Larson tried to go 3 wide to the bottom on the restart, but eventually Tyler Reddick was able to clear for the race lead. And then Kyle Larson started losing a ton of positions. And then we stayed green for a while, and then Kyle Busch came down pit road. We saw a really good battle between Reddick and Keselowski because Keselowski's car on the long run was really, really good and caught up to them. And then unfortunately, Tyler Reddick got held up by Daniel Hemric, and then Brad Keselowski was able to make the pass on Tyler Reddick for the race lead. Then we started seeing the leaders come in. You had Ty Gibbs come in early. Then you had Chris Buescher come down pit road. And then you saw Kyle Larson hit the outside wall, and he came down pit road with a ton of damage. Then Tyler Reddick, he came down pit road along with Josh Berry, Chase Briscoe, Noah Gragson, Harrison Burton. Then the next lap, Brad Keselowski came down pit road. And then eventually Ty Gibbs had the lead over Keselowski after all the pit stops had cycled. And then on lap 243, Brad Keselowski had the race lead. And eventually Kyle Busch came back down pit road. And then with 40 laps to go, everything changed. The final caution race come out lap 254 when Kyle Larson had bent the toe link after getting the outside wall earlier. He spun out after hitting the outside wall going to turn number 4, bringing out the final caution. His day, unfortunately, would come to an end. So then on the restart, all leaders then come down pit road with Tyler Reddick winning the race off of pit road with Brad Keselowski coming off second. Joey Logano, unfortunately, then also would get a speeding penalty. So then on the restart, you had Tyler Reddick lead the field from the outside, Brad Keselowski on the inside, and Brad Keselowski and Tyler Reddick put on a really good show for about 3 or 4 laps. They got side by side, they were battling really, really hard, back and forth for the next few laps. Keselowski led a lap, then Reddick led a lap, and then Chris Buescher, because Keselowski and Reddick had contact going to turn number 4, and Chris Buescher got a fantastic run and was able to clear for the race lead with around 30 laps to go. And then as the run continued on with Chris Buescher leading, I noticed that Reddick and Keselowski were starting to make up a ton of ground, and they were starting to run him down for the race lead. And things had come to a head with around 10 laps to go when Tyler Reddick sends it to the bottom below Chris Buescher, sends it to the inside. They both get into the outside wall and get a ton of damage. And Tyler Reddick, I think at the time, gets the lead, but Buescher also has the lead at the time. And then on lap 286 after the contact, Reddick and Chris Buescher, they have to come down pit road with a ton of damage, and Tyler Reddick basically hit the commitment cone and had to come back down pit road. This would hand the lead to Brad Keselowski. And it looked like that Brad Keselowski was easily going to win, but Ty Gibbs and Josh Berry, who were showing up in this race, he was starting to catch him at the end. Let's talk about the incident real quick. We'll talk about that in just a second. But Brad Keselowski had about a 1-second lead. It looked like that Ty Gibbs was closing in, but it would not be enough. And coming off the final corner, Brad Keselowski, after 110 races, with his last one coming at Talladega in 2021, he is able to finally pick up his first win in 110 races, picks up Ford's first win in all 3 series, and gets his first win as an owner at RFK Racing as a driver at the team. Really happy for Brad Keselowski, and it sounded like Keselowski backed into this win. Granted, he had to have Reddick and Buescher there, but he was catching those 2 drivers, and if he was in the right position and right time, and Keselowski was one to go out there. He wanted to win the pole. He almost won the pole for the race today, and he's been so close so many times. He's had multiple runner finishes. Well, we talk about Ford. Are they going to go win? Are they finally going to get a win this year? Well, they finally have won. And you think about Brad Keselowski. It has been such a long time for Brad Keselowski. You're thinking, will he ever win a race again? Is it going to happen? Well, it finally happened for Brad Keselowski. I'm so happy for him. He's been so close so many times, and I'm so happy for him to get his 36th career Cup Series win. Congratulations to Brad Keselowski on winning his first race of 2024 and his first race in over 3 years. I am very happy for him. So now we're going to take a look at the race results. I'll give my score and thoughts on today's race. So Brad Keselowski picks up the victory. Ty Gibbs finishes second. Really great day for Ty Gibbs. His best run probably he's had in his Cup Series career in a while. He's had good speed this year. He's going to win a race at some point. Gets a really strong second place finish. Great run for Ty Gibbs. Josh Berry finishes third. Talk about that. One of his best runs. He was slowly but surely making his way through the front. He struggled in qualifying, but that car was really strong in the long run, and I noticed he was starting to make his way up in the charts. He finishes third. Great day for Josh Berry. Denny Hamlin finished fourth. Was a non-factor pretty much all day long. Had about a 5th place car at best. Still comes home in a top 5 finish. Going to get a lot of points, but man, a little bit of a non-factor run for Denny Hamlin. And Chase Briscoe finishes 5th. With all the uncertainty around SHR we'll talk about later this week, great run for Briscoe. Ran top 10 all day long. Gets a top 5. Great day for Chase Briscoe. William Byron finished 6th, was strong early in the race, but faded as the run went on, but still gets a very solid top 10 finish in 6th. Great run for William Byron. Bubba Wallace finishes 7th. A great top 10 run for Bubba. Ran top 10 pretty much all day long. It's a nice bounce back run for this 23 team. They didn't have the speed to go out there and win, but they need to be running like this to have a chance to make the playoffs. A top 10 run is what they need. He finishes in 7th. Alex Bowman finishes 8th. Was quiet all day long, ran around 15th to 20th most of the day, and salvages a solid top 10 finish in 8th. Good run for Alex Bowman. Justin Haley finishes ninth. Want to shout him out because he was really strong on the long runs today. I think this is his first top 10 finish with Rick Ware Racing this year. So good to see his team showing pace. Both cars, I think, nearly got top 20s today. So really good run for Rick Ware in general. Good to see Justin Haley showing what he's capable of. He should have a couple really good runs. Good to see him get a top 10. And Michael McDowell, who announced that he was leaving to go Spire next year, he finishes 10th. A solid day for Michael McDowell in 10th. Ross Chastain finished 11th, was a non-factor all day. Thought he'd be a factor for the win. Struggled most of the race. He does finish in 11th. Chase Elliott finished 12th. Struggled all day long, but they recovered to a decent finish. Again, they're salvaging finishes that they need to do because they need to run a lot better than they've been, which they haven't running really good this year, but today they weren't that great. He finishes in 12th. Christopher Bell finished 13th, was a non-factor all day, but they do salvage a top 15 run in 13th place. Noah Gragson finished 14th, started last and finishes 14th. Great recovery for this team. They were moving up through the field, especially on the long runs, and they nearly got a top 10. They finished 14th. Good run for Noah Gragson. Todd Gillen finished 15th, was fast early in the race. They must have made some bad adjustments because their car faded a little bit, but they still get a top 15 run. Good run for Todd Gillen. Corey LaJoie finishes in 16th. Ryan Preece finished 17th. So all four SHR cars finished in the top 20. Decent day for Ryan Preece. Kaz Grall finishes 18th. The best F15 cars looked all year so far. Solid day in 18th place. Eric Jones, who made his return, finishes 19th. Did expect a little more, but you have to remember he missed a couple weeks. So not a bad day, all things considered. And Austin finishes 20th. Joey Logano finished 21st, was never able to cover after a speeding penalty. He was actually having one of his better runs of the year so far. Does not get the good finish I think he deserved. He finished 21st. Harrison Burton finished 22nd, one of his better runs of the year, but still not a great day for him. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. finished 23rd. Daniel Suarez has struggled all day. He finished 24th. Mark Truex Jr. after the damage finished 25th. I think he could have had something for the win today. Unfortunately, just the damage cost him a shot. Carson Osbar finished 26th. Kyle Busch finished 27th, was a non-factor all day long. No pace and no speed in that number 8 car. Struggled all day. He finished 27th. Austin Dillon finished 28th. Derek Kraus finished 29th. Chris Buescher finished 30th. Tough day break for Chris Buescher. He was justifiably upset with Tyler Reddick after the race, but Reddick did apologize. So I'll give Reddick accountability for taking responsibility for the wreck. I think that Reddick absolutely made a big bonehead move in my opinion, but he's still a young driver, so he's going to learn from those mistakes. We'll probably talk about more of this later this week. But Chris Buescher, after having a good chance to win 2 weeks in a row close to winning, he finished in 30th. John Hunter Nemechek finished 31st. Tyler Reddick, after having probably the best car majority of the day, finished 32nd. His car was terrible on the long runs, and then he made that big bonehead mistake that cost him a shot at a great finish. He finished 32nd. Dale Hamrick finished 33rd. Kyle Larson, after crashing out, finished 34th. I think he had one of the best cars in the field, but never had track position to be up there today. Still, at least he did get a lot of stage points, which won't hurt him too much. He probably won't be the regular season points leader, unfortunately, after today, but he finishes 34th. Zane Smith finished 35th, and finishing last in 36th is Ryan Blaney. So now let's talk about the overall race as a whole. I'll give my score and thoughts on today's race. I think this race is definitely pretty solid, but not spectacular. I think it was better than the Xfinity Series race yesterday. Had a lot of good runs. There was a lot of passing throughout the field. Yes, this next-gen car is very difficult to pass, but I thought the ending of the race was really fun and interesting. He had a lot of great battles between Keselowski and Reddick. Then he had the fun battle between Buescher and Reddick there at the end where Reddick made the bonehead mistake, and you thought maybe Gibbs was going to have a chance and an opportunity to run Brad Keselowski down, but at the end of the day, Keselowski was able to hold him off. It's also a feel-good story to see Brad Keselowski finally win. I think this is going to be a popular win for the garage. I'm going to give today's NASCAR Cup Series race overall at Darlington Raceway. I'm going to give this race overall, 8 out of 10. It had a lot of good moments for sure. Yes, it got strung out at times and Reddick dominated, but despite the fact that Reddick dominated most of the race, the racing was good behind him. It's just that Reddick and Keselowski and those guys, it was very difficult to pass. But I give this race probably 7.5, 8 out of 10. It had good moments for sure, and I thought the race was pretty exciting at times today. So, that is good for today's NASCAR Cup Series race review from Darlington Raceway. One thing, guys, for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support my Patreon as well. Let's go more of that and comment your thoughts below on today's race. What are your thoughts on today's race? Let me know below. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And congratulate Brad Keselowski on picking up the victory. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tomorrow on the channel, we're having NASCAR news video discussing news over the course of the last couple days. Then Tuesday, we probably will have an intros video or something. We might have another silly season update dropping potentially as well. Then on Wednesday, we'll likely have a NASCAR news video. We're also going to have race picks. Actually, we're going to have race picks for the Truck Series race coming out probably on Tuesday as well. We got a lot of great content dropping as we head to the All-Star race, and it's also Indy 500 qualifying week. Going to be fun and exciting. And we also talk about some drivers like SVG, Shane Van Gisbergen, and Haley Deegan probably as well, because we got to talk about them in the news video. Got a lot of great content dropping out this week. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more awesome NASCAR content, other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.